Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Crit Hit Chronicles and a rather darker Tales of the Valiant episode. Before we begin tonight's tale, just a couple quick notes. First off, as you can see beneath our character portraits that cycle through, the Crit Awards nominations are live. So, the Crit Awards is an organization designed to congratulate and lift up this community and this space. So, if you have a particular favorite content creator, go and support them by casting your nominations today. Um, we encourage lifting people up when we can. So, go and do the thing. In addition, we are playing, as you guessed it, Tales of the Valiant. If you would like a copy of Tales of the Valiant, there's a couple different ways of doing so. You could go onto koboldpress.com and place your order for either a PDF or hard copies. You could go on the Kobold Press website and buy licenses for Fantasy Grounds, Foundry Virtual Tabletop, or any other virtual tabletop that they have the licenses for. Or you can follow this channel. And in 1 month, we are going to be doing a giveaway for a starter set of the Tales of the Valiant. We've got the Player's Guide and the Monster Vault here. So if you are a fan of this channel and this game, then go ahead and follow. And we will do a giveaway 1 month from today. So, with all that in mind, we have a beautiful cast that we want to reintroduce. Tonight, we are going to start with LB.
Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Oh, hello, I'm unmuted already. Hi, I'm LB Hackema. You can find me at LB Hackema. I'm playing Gavel. He's a human monk. Wave the open hand. I'm so sorry. I'm a popcorn to Erin.
Erin, you muted.
And I was making fun of LB's tab situation.
We are on point.
I'm Erin. Erin, my laundry. I'm busy, so you'll see me here, and that's about it. And I'm playing Mayoress Havenhand. Green halfling cleric / witch party mom, but in a bad way. Ian.
We do this shit every week, y'all. Every damn week. This is the same shit. Oh, I love it here. What's up, everybody? I'm Ian, your boy Big on all social media. I'm playing Marusha, the pirate orc pirate. See, I fucked up too. Noir, say words.
Hi, I'm Noir. I'm playing Sybil Kingsman, who is a mechanist fighter. Flawlessly done on my part, if I say so.
You sounded so nervous. You sounded so nervous.
Yeah,
No,
you did.
I nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard a little bit of a shake in your voice.
So
I'm just
tell me
Damn, Noir.
all the right words. Y'all all fumble, and I'm still getting made fun of.
I think you did great.
This is the America the liberals want.
Oh God.
Oh,
We aren't even in the game and we're already broken.
God.
Gotta do a nice little ominous intro, and an ominous socials post.
That's good because we're not going to have any joy in this episode. It's
true,
be
honestly.
all dark.
I kind of went all out to help you with the ominous stuff. You had red light. We got red light. Let's do it, baby. I removed my eyes for you.
It's a little crazy, ex-girlfriend. So
Don't check
when
your
last
mailbox.
moving when last we left, our intrepid heroes, the Valiant, had come to a bit of a crossroads. They gathered for a meeting to discuss the motivations that drive them, led by Marosha, calling this meeting mainly out of worry. But the conversation seemed to conclude in one way or another. They began their journey northward, and as they did, a conversation popped up where Sybil reread through the journal left by Aetherius Lothorn, also known as He Who Lies, the so-called divine of trickery and deceit. And the truth that the cost to sacrifice his family might not be the cost that Sybil would have to pay. Another revelation happened. He Who Lies formed a ploy to trick the spirit of his kingdom to remain trapped underground in an underwater cave, where a few hundred years later, Marosha, Rain, and their crewmates had investigated, believing that they were being led to the secret of immortality, when in truth, it was He Who Lies that decided to feed one of them to the spirit, now consumed with hatred and calling itself the End. Upon this revelation, the tensions between Sybil and Marosha once again came to a head. However, this time, it seemed as though their connection as friends might have frayed beyond measure. And just before things were to turn even darker, an individual who had revealed himself to Sybil once before, who called himself Caliban, appeared before the group and decided to show them what their life would be like 10 years from now. So, in 10 years, the Iodrathae military has bolstered their defenses as much as they can. Something happened. Their security and their possession of the continent of Lothorn was no longer theirs. Something was destroying their military on that land. We focus in on Oxhallow Keep on the eastern shores of Iodrathae, where all of the men huddle together, uneasy, as the skies above have begun to grow overcast. Do you know what? Did you hear that? It was an entire platoon. Dead. Gone. Yes, I know. We can't fixate on that, all right? We have to remember that we're doing this for our queen. We hold the line to defend our queen. That's when the alarms sound. Sybil.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to describe what they see and what happens.
They see Sybil in the Kingsman robe with his cane, limping through the gates.
One group of crossbowmen level their crossbows down at you. Hold. You stepped upon the queen's land. This is a keep that belongs under her control. What is your business?
What do you know about your queen? Choose your words wisely. You'll have to live with the consequences, and depending on your words, that might not be very long.
The crossbowmen look to each other. We know her to be a military genius. We know her to lead her sovereignty into a time of prosperity. That is what we believe. That is what we know of our beloved queen.
You know, the guardsmen at the fortress to the west of you said the exact same thing. Now their heads lie on pikes. It does not seem as though your queen put you at an advantage. I implore you to step down.
I would like you to make an intimidation check with advantage.
Ooh, I can do that. Oh, what is my intimidation now? Oh, it's still that. Okay. Well, it's cool. It's better if I fuck up. Oh no, I rolled a 19.
Okay. As more soldiers, you can hear the sound of their armor echoing through the hallways as they approach. You see 3 of the 4 crossbowmen look to the 4th. I can't do this. And they
Good man.
leave. 3 fools deserting will only be met with punishment and hanging if I ever catch them.
So you're the one that's volunteering to be the example. Okay. I would like to fly up to him. My boots have the silver plates on them. I just land in front of him. Go ahead. Shoot. I want you to feel as though you tried.
I have to roll a die. He pulls the trigger and the bolt fires out.
My armor now has reactive on it, so if the trigger I'm setting is any attack being sent my way, it immediately materializes without him having to do anything.
That's fucking cool. Does your armor look any different?
Yes, he took a lesson from the demon of the battlefield. And what his helmet now looks like is a silver face with hands all over the eyes, and a crown with ebony as the tears. And whatever the symbol of she who binds the truth looks like, there is a corrupted version of it on the sternum.
I'm not even gonna roll. The bolt ricochets off of your armor and you hear the pieces clatter to the ground.
Part of the problem is that you strung your crossbow incorrectly, and then I'm going to grab him. I'm going to take his crossbow, make an adjustment with it on my foot, and I'm going to shoot him somewhere that won't kill him, but it will make him scream, so everybody comes.
Okay. Tell me where you shoot him.
I am going to shoot him in the inner thigh. He's going to bleed out, but it's going to be slow, and it will be painful.
A scream of terror and pain echoes out, and the sound of more soldiers approaching. That shaking of armor gets a little bit faster. He is now on the ground holding his thigh, the bolt just sticking out of it, and he's struggling to grit his teeth enough to pull it out.
I tell you all this now. Everyone who swears fealty to the Queen is going to die today, slowly, so that you can recount your foolish decision. Or you can swear fealty to me and save me the trouble of killing those that remain loyal.
Several of the soldiers who come out of the hallways and sort of like stand on opposite sides of like the like balcony-esque like upper level of the fort that you're on. They kind of look to each other. He's the one that he took out the western garrison. I heard he also took out garrisons in Lothorn too.
All that you've heard is true. And if you're wondering how, it went something like this, and I'm going to burn the guy alive as I'm holding him in front of him.
Oh my god.
Make your decision.
These screams echo out into the night sky and eventually fall silent as only the sound of a body burning is heard. The leader of the keep, a stout dwarf with a dark, sort of salt and pepper beard, steps forward wearing heavy armor, clear sign of the Iodrathae emblem. He takes out his sword and kneels. His eyes never leave you. He is too terrified to look away. He is still terrified seeing into, they're looking upon this visage before him, but there's a part of him that wonders if literally any move would result in you taking his life. As he does, several others do the same. Until the entire keep now belongs to you.
I'd like to. The armor's going to vanish off, and I'm just going to float to the owner of the keep and go, "What's my name?"
Sybil, Kingsman.
You remembered. I was not a dumb man when I was mortal. I'm not a dumb god. I have no use for those whose loyalties are so easily switched, and then they all die.
Yeah.
One by
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
all of them, whether they attempted to raise their blade in defense of their lives or whether they attempted to flee, screaming into the night one by one, all of them fall. And the only sound that is in Oxhallow Keep is that of the breeze rolling through its empty stone halls.
The last thing he'll say as he slays the last one is, "In King Gavard's name."
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I see you. We are going to pivot.
Are we?
That was just the start.
If
Kind of want to
this
sit
is
here for a
someone's
moment.
first episode of Tales of the Valiant, that's go back and watch the other ones too. But like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
He killed everybody!
We are going to focus in. on the Alestino Spine, the mountain range that bisects the Iodrathae Sovereignty in two. Amongst that range was a monastery. In the 10 years that have passed, word reached many of an individual who was seeking justice. Perhaps some interpreted it as vengeance, but these tales reached their ears because many who took up Iodrathae's banner wound up losing their right hand. Or left hand for tieflings for some reason. I can't remember why. This desire, this need to join in doling out this justice reached to many in Iodrathae and in Lothorn. And an almost dogmatic, cult-like fealty was sworn to one individual, Gavel. And yet, as Gavel's cult, guild, whatever term you want to call it, continues their rampage, where do we find Gavel?
Gavel is sitting in the center of a broken training area. It hasn't been fixed. The stones still lay shattered, bones all around, many from the monks that once lived here. He is sitting atop a stone, his legs crossed and his eyes closed, breathing in the light.
You hear hurried footsteps echoing out near the entrance of the monastery. You can hear the labored breathing, the sounds of one who has yet to prove themselves. You hear those sounds grow closer, their feet dragging across the gravel as they step into your training area. A half-elf with dirty blonde hair, a somewhat thick frame, dark green eyes, looks to you. You're I've been trying to find you. Listen, my family, I wish to train under you.
And what do you have to offer?
I have money. My family was rich. I have an estate.
No, you idiot. I have been fighting my whole life, and I know I don't look it, but I am much older than I seem. I have fought many hundreds of people. What do you have to offer that all of them, and he motions to the encampment that is outside of this monastery, that they cannot offer me?
LB, would you please describe what Gavel looks like 10 years later?
Yes, I shall. His hair is longer now. It is still shaved on the sides, but it is all pulled back into a ponytail that kind of goes down to the center of his back. It's still very blonde. His skin is um, very well moisturized. He is toned to the heavens, but all across his body are hash marks that have been tattooed into him. They originally were in a very proper order, but once he started to run out of room, they started to overlap. So it just looks like a lot of lines and hash marks over him.
I, I can. I can. And he trails off, standing before you.
Show me what you can do, but know the cost. If I am displeased with your progress, with what you show me, I will take from you what I take from everyone.
He looks down at his right arm. And he gets into a ready stance. It is unbalanced. Very, very unintimidating.
Gavel stands very smoothly from this rock, and he moves forward, stepping and just stands in front of this man. Strike me.
He's going to take a couple of breaths and kind of try and hype himself up. And he's going to take a swing.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll an attack?
Sure.
All right. Chat, for those who are wondering, and this is for YouTube as well, he's getting a +2 to his attack. So,
Solid, solid,
yeah.
strong.
Oh,
It's very
no.
strong. Very
Gavel's
strong.
fucked.
Man, not a +2. Ooh. So it's a 3.
Describe what he does.
Well, with a natural 1,
Mm-hmm.
he focuses and tries to turn his hips to like as a fighter, you try to do all these things at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's going over the steps in his mind from like watching somebody else fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he swings, and it is very lackluster.
What he sees is his punch heading towards Gavel, and then Gavel is no longer there. He is holding his right arm in his, and he's kind of standing to the side of him, having moved all the way around him. You will never be strong enough to protect your family.
But if you teach me, please, I can learn. I'm a fast learner.
I cannot teach what is not already there. Your mind is weak. Your body is weak. And though your heart is in the right place, a heart does not power the mind. He takes his finger and he taps his wrist. And he lets it go. Walks back to his stone. He sits down. and then snaps his fingers, and 100 points of force damage is concentrated on that one spot.
Oh my god.
His arm explodes.
You just hear this sickening pop, followed by matter spattering across the ground, and he doesn't even get the opportunity to scream before he falls down, unmoving.
Healer!
You see an individual approach. I imagine that they have both arms, but they are very, very beaten and very, like, already at death's door, but they are still up and moving. We'll say this a dwarf, visibly female dwarf, kind of walks up. Her red hair is a mess, and she's wearing simple robes, but she has a holy symbol around her neck, and she kind of shuffles forward. Yes, master.
Revive him and send him on his way.
Okay. She approaches, and
First,
she kneels.
the hand.
She looks at the pieces that remain. And she slowly gathers them into her hands. And she approaches very gingerly and lays those pieces into your hand. And I mean, like, pieces.
Mm-hmm. He looks at them, and then he throws them aside in a pile of bones. Small bones next to him. He closes his eyes and then transports his soul into the astral plane.
Your consciousness surges up, 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 past the clouds, past the atmosphere, past space, into a realm that is beautiful and terrifying, as you glimpse where the divine rest. Towering castles, miles high, that there's no curvature of a land to hide. You see these monoliths in their entirety. The air is honeyed, but as you and your consciousness enters, that honey smell and taste sours. You find yourself in the domain of she who conquers. And unlike her visage on the material plane, here you can see her face. You can see her features. You see the impossibly long, messy red hair tied in a ponytail that extends down and sort of coils on the ground. She has just finished yet another demonstration of slaughtering those that other divine have sent as a tribute to her. So you see a planetar wings broken, body covered in this bright blue blood, as she's got one hand under the jaw, one around on the back of their head. And as you appear, she looks up. Gavel. And the planetar's neck is snapped, and they lie lifeless. Still not satisfied, are you?
I have not been in a fight that has lasted more than 2 rounds in over 4 years. I need a challenge.
Well, with that sort of talk, I would fight you myself. But few on your plane have earned that privilege. And as much as your fealty is noted, there is something dark now in you that was not there before. A hunger.
I need a challenge. I need someone who can whet my appetite. Or at least kill me.
Funny you should ask. There is one who is on his way to see you now. I believe you know him well. He is the only one in recent memory who you have not maimed. Perhaps that will satisfy your desire for carnage. Though I will pose one simple question for you. You might not kill them, but tell me, is that really all that separates you from the devil of the battlefield?
There are many things that separate us. It is only a difference in moralities. Neither is right. But I have chosen to stick with mine. I have chosen this purpose, and I will continue to do it.
It seems I chose my champion well. Good luck. I have a feeling you're going to need it. Your physical body feels a breeze.
I return to my form.
They made no noise. But as you open your eyes, there's an individual standing but 60 feet from you. One that you recognize as being your rival once upon a time when your family's monastery was still standing. One of the few who survived.
Gabble stands. Chad. Or have you actually decided a name yet?
It's funny that you mention that. I don't think I can call you your actual name anymore. You've taken so well to being judge, jury, and executioner.
No one stays dead for long.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. And that just makes you a little saint, doesn't it? Doesn't matter how much pain you cause. Does not matter what people view as right or wrong. All that's left is the emptiness that is you.
I do not care what you think of me. I never have. If you've come here to fight, then fight we shall. But as I recall the last time, when I was a much weaker man, I put your face in the ground.
See, if there's one thing that I know about you, is that you never tell a lie. Except for just now. If you remember that time when you were a much weaker man, you had a code. You would not strike first. And yet, upon seeing me standing before you, just like this, you broke your vow. And I don't think that matches your statement that you don't care what I think. I think it kills you.
If you feel you must fight me for whatever honor you have, and please, make your attempt. Your words bring dullness to my eyes.
LB, I would like you to narrate how this goes.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
What level is he?
He
for
is also
reference.
20.
Oh, dope. Okay. So this is very much like a fucking anime battle. We each have 60 feet walking speed. So it is very, the shimmer and there's a strike, the shimmer and there's a strike. There is a moment where Gavel lands a blow on him, like right in the torso, in the chest. He kind of like does a palm strike on him, stuns him for just a moment, and Gavel turns and puts his back to Chad while he comes out of this stun. And then the battle continues. There is strikes on both sides. It takes probably 20 minutes for the whole battle to continue. And I think towards the end, as they are both beaten and broken, Gavel has this wicked smile on his face as he wipes some blood from his mouth. And he says, "She who conquers was right. This was fun."
Well, I'm happy to have entertained you. But I have one question before this ends. Do you think your parents are looking down from the afterlife, proud of you? Or are they like the rest of the world and view you as a fucking mistake?
There is that blur again, and Gavel grabs his hair from the back and pulls him so that his head is next to Gavel's. And he says, "My parents are dead. Their opinion of me, just like yours, matters not. What matters is who is winning this fight. And that is me." And he's going to take his head and slam it into the ground in front of him.
Holy shit. You do so, and the sound of breaking stone echoes out. And yet still, there is a twitch in his body as he slowly tries to lift himself. His face is a mess. He is broken.
Now that is a joyous image. He just takes his foot and he rolls him down the stairs.
Oh.
And he goes back to his stone and sits down.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's our show, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
See ya.
Thank you, Global Press.
You sponsor this.
Fuck.
We are gonna pivot.
Are we? I kind of want to sit here for a minute.
We are going to pivot.
Oh no, God. Marosha, Marosha, Marosha.
We hear the waves on the ocean. They've grown choppy, unsettled. Those who have been sailing through the arching waves or the Bersay expanse have remarked that even the oceans sense that something's wrong. Marosha, where do we find you?
The camera swoops into a porthole of the Pyrenees that looks tattered and worn and haunted. And as it sweeps across the decks, you see casks that are empty. There's troves of gleaming treasure that are spilt about. And it approaches a singular room almost in the center of the Pyrenees. On this hulking mass of crates and stone and skulls, you see Marosha sitting there. But you almost kind of can't recognize looking dead onto him. Sitting hunched over in this jerry-rigged of a throne in the middle of this boat, you see a 10-foot tall Marosha stretched about. You look across his hands and you can see etched into his skin, almost burnt, runic symbols that hover above his knuckles. There's a small but deep wisp of a sigh that comes from him as the camera pans up across his chest to where you see scars after scars, over to his face where a long, wispy beard with strands of silver go hidden behind two very large tusks that come above his lip. And across his eye, a gleaming hint of gold as it pans over to the other eye that's stark white, and across all of his eye is a deep, undulating black ichor of corruption that slings all the way down his left arm to his wrists, where his hand should be, but it's met with that black obsidian trident that seems to have just been fused to where his hand is. Jagged, rigid, moss-covered, dripping with something. Seawater, blood, as it just pours in, pours down, and he just slowly sits there and he breathes to himself. As he's in a perpetual state of rage. This hulking figure hunches over onto his knees, reaching for a flask or a tankard. And he grabs it and he just sits there as his head hangs low, still struggling to catch his breath. Not because he can't breathe, because if he loses it, he's going to break the ship again. He sits there, grabs his vest, leather worn bound, haphazardly stitched with baboon fur that's wrapped across the collar, as he picks up a little wooden box that has a rain cloud on it. And he opens it and he takes a small black obsidian pearl and he puts it in where his blind eye is as he blinks. And the room becomes a little brighter. That sea air wafts between his nose and he goes, mm. Mm. And he sits back in his throne and he surveys his kingdom.
As you sit back into your throne, two inky black arms gently are seen, almost lovingly, wrapping around your shoulders and resting on your chest. It's beautiful. So beautiful.
Small smile crosses his face and he goes, it really, hold on. Oh, it's always so dry in here. It really is. We've built this.
The Isles are yours. And slowly floating around is the corrupted and monstrous visage of Rain. That black, inky corruption that is in your arm makes up the majority of her form, but you can see that her proportions are off. One arm is longer than the other, and the fingers come to sharp claws. It sits higher up, while that blackness has sort of spider webbed up and around her face and almost permanently embeds itself, almost like a symbiote. And that clawed hand sort of caresses gently across your cheek. The Isles have sworn their service to you, my love.
They had no choice. It was either that or they die. Right?
Where to next?
He stands up, that hulking mass. You could see from the cold sea air the steam coming from his nose, and he's, I'd like to visit one of my friends. But sounds like we may have a visitor. I can smell him.
There's this moment of the both of you sort of looking up as you can hear one cannon go off in the distance. And you know that that is always the warning shot.
As big as Marosha is, this broad hulking mass, that sheer of gold flashes on his eye, his that perpetual magic vision that's just been permanently etched into his face. He smiles, he takes off his vest and he puts it down and he goes, "I'll see you later, Benji." And almost in an instant, with this extreme dexterous, athletic, almost baboon-like movement, he swings himself from the bottom of the mast onto it, spinning towards the top, and he just lands himself right on deck. This wild hair going crazy from the wind of rain's power in the sea air, and he looks as he sees the cannon come straight towards the front of his boat, and he goes, "This will be a good warm-up."
Tell me what happens.
The ship is off in a distance. Marosha sees it. As soon as the cannonball lands, he dives into the water and almost in a harpoon-like fashion swims towards the side of the ship, and he barrels a hole right into the base of it. The water starts flooding into the ship, and he begins to claw his way deck from deck till he gets to the top, creating a massive hole. Just this huge whirlwind of fury and waves, and it's almost like a centralized tornado as he gets to the top of the ship, and he just barrels out, "Which one of you is the captain?"
The like as you are passing through the decks and as the ship rocks with each impact, the men are scattered on deck. Several of them are barking orders as some of them start to run below to try to patch up whatever they can, but there's no fixing this. This is a whole bigger. Go ahead.
No, please.
This is a hole bigger than any cannon could cause.
All right. You will have one option and one option two if you really want to think about it. One, I need your captain here. Two, you better start swimming to my ship because I have some decks you all need to swab. Now, where's your captain?
Out steps in the chaos an elf with silver hair slicked back, wearing the colors of the Lothorn Navy. He says, "Sir, I am the acting captain of this ship, and I did not realize what we were doing. My men acted on their own. I did not give the order. That would be foolish to have."
Who is your king?
Averin Lothorn.
And who is Averin Lothorn's right hand? Say it.
Sybil Kingsman.
That's good. That's very good. What is your name?
Revan.
Revan. It's okay. It's okay. Now, what is my name?
You know, the Pirate King, Marosha Gant.
A little louder, Revan. I don't think your crew heard you properly.
It's the Pirate King, Marosha Gant.
Beautiful. You're going to live through this. And I want you to tell your king's right hand one thing for me. Actually, here. Rain, my sweet, can you give him our parting gift? And it's a small note. It's a small note that just has a trident on it, and it says, I see you. And as soon as it lands into this elf's hand, Marusha grabs the bottom of his jaw and he cups it. And then he turns his hand over and puts 2 fingers in his mouth, and he goes, you'll live, but you'll look a little different, and rips his bottom jaw clear off.
Right.
Without even thinking, without even providing this guy any chance, like Rain has the ability to keep it from bleeding out, but he drops and he turns around to the rest of the crew and he goes, wine now.
They, oh boy. Just to make sure, Kujo felt that wine. You're asking for wine, just to make sure I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
Cool. 2 of them quickly grab a cask and bring it aboard. The ship is sinking more and more, but they are like, we're not getting away from this man. We have to do something.
Those of you who survived the perils of my sea, you know where to go, and I expect my ship to be in the best shape because we have a voyage and a friend to visit. Those of you who die, I will see you soon. And pours wine into the jaw and drinks it and immediately begins to eat the entire jaw in front of everybody and jumps off the ship back to the Pyrenees.
Holy fuck. I'm gonna do a quick O check. How we doing? Cool.
Okay.
There's a little game whenever situations like this happen. And it's between Rain and whoever is swimming to your ship. She knows that you need the best swimmers. She knows that you need those prepared physically to serve aboard your ship. So when these men all dive into the water, manifesting out of that inky, dark arm, the form of Rain crawls out and crawls across the deck of the ship up to the edge. How many do you want, my love?
Kill the ones who are strong. Put their souls on the ship. The rest you can feed to old Toby.
And this form of Rain like dives into the water. Even with the tumultuous waves, the sound of the ship that you were standing upon coming apart, you can hear the sounds of carnage under the surface of the water. And you know that your love is doing everything that you ask of her. And then something strange happens. You sense someone standing nearby.
This is another one of these.
It's not who you think.
This is another deity game. I think I'm well beyond that. Show who you are.
First off, Welcome, Danny B and Raiders.
Whee!
This is where things are a little dark, so just be warned. Slowly shimmering into view is an individual that you have not seen in 10 years. Someone that you and your former compatriots believed to be dead. Someone with a broken antler horn, whose form is hunched and weak, and yet their eyes bear endless hatred as they look at you. You are looking upon the now broken version, the broken form of he who lies.
Marosha, with glee, looks directly at him and he goes, My, this is wonderful. It's been a while. How are you?
I have dreamt of nothing but your pain since that day.
To be fair, dear old friend, it wasn't I who read your name, although I would like to, but this is a fun trade-off, and he takes a couple steps and approaches closer. You look tired, old friend.
As much as I would delight in removing your throat, there is something more important that we need to discuss.
Please, tell me, friend.
Every time you say friend, there's this tremor that runs through him, almost as if it is causing physical agony through his broken form. You are right. You were not the one to read my name. I come because of the one who did. And you know that you cannot kill him alone.
Marosha takes a couple more steps towards him. How far would you say that I am towards he who lies right now?
He has not budged, so I'd say within a foot, as his form just tilts and looks up at you.
Dear old friend, I understand, and I want to reach out just to see if I can make purchase with any part of his body.
You cannot, as your hand passes through.
The least that you could do for me, if you're going to sit here and pester me after all of these years, is to at least grant me the honor of being able to make a gestured contact with you. Trust me, it would be a boon.
I am no fool, Gant. I know your hatred of me. I know how it eats you. And I know that were I to step within a mile of your accursed ship, I would not see another sunrise.
That's good. That's good that you're aware. Sybil will be dealt with in a way that I see fit. And I will do it alone. Because I did everything else alone. And that's not even the thing that I want the most. I wonder if you know what that is.
Pray tell.
Gets real low to his face and he goes, the thing that I want the most is to grind your flesh between my tusks. And I will do it. And you smell divine.
You go to your doom. But I can't say I'm disappointed. The only thing that I wish is to be the one to slide my trident into your heart, but keep you alive enough to watch me ruin Rain.
Holds up the trident hand and he goes, we'll be waiting. Don't drink the salt water. It makes the meat tough.
The image disappears.
Well, if all of you are still on the boat and you're still alive, that's your fault. You all have a wonderful day. And then just falls into the water.
We are going to pivot.
Are we?
I'm comfortable.
Mhm.
I'm comfortable with this pivot.
Maris is dead. Everybody, welcome. we're done. How can I follow up with that?
I know you. I've played vampire with you, my love. I know you can.
Don't play. Let's get it, Erin. Let's get it.
All right.
I imagine that we turn to a forest somewhere. There's a low mist that clings to the ground. And a patrol of Iodrathae soldiers are moving, holding a lantern shakily, clinging to that light as they hear all manner of sounds of nature around them. Maris, where do we find you?
That patrol has been commissioned by the nearby village for protection against the Lost Mother. The Lost Mother is a curse that has befallen the region where children go missing and parents disappear into the forest, never to be seen again. And the camera focuses on the most furthest cabin in this village as a torchlight illuminates the outside, the rough wood. It's a poor family's home. There's not even a door, just a flap. And you hear the rustle of the flap not once but twice. And you see in the shadow of the light something that used to be a dog. Maybe a wolf. And where it was filled with beautiful darkness and starlight and swirling cosmos through its fur, has now been plagued with mange and decay and pustules. And the saliva dripping from the teeth burn like acid as it drips across the wood ground. You see the light pass over his sleeping mother and father, and then slowly linger over the child. You see a hand that is withered and cold and void of warmth, and a fingernail that hasn't been cared for kind of tuck back the hair from the child's sleeping face. And then for a moment, the torch is put aside, and a shadowy figure, the lost mother, gingerly scoops up the child. I'm gonna take you home with me now, little one. You'll be safe there.
Prince stands nearby, hunched form, almost a more demonic form than it was once 10 years ago. Watches the bed with the two parents who are sleeping as you take the child, almost begging for them to wake up. But as you pass by with the child, his corrupted and pestilent form looks up at you. And where once there was this sort of expression of like a challenge, like he hadn't recognized you yet, is now replaced with adoration.
I think I'll call this one Sybil. Maybe this one will live up to the standards I know of greatness. Maybe.
You hear this ghostly, deep voice echo out from Prince. Also, welcome in, everybody. Hi, Sean and friends. This shit, it's a lot of shit happening this episode. Just, whew.
I'm a bad mom.
But bad as in like choices, but like a great nurturer.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally that.
For sure.
For sure.
Sure.
But yeah, you hear a new development from Prince. It speaks the child's new name, and slowly, sort of half limping, pads along next to you. I like the idea that you get beyond the tree line before you hear, wait, I think that's stop! You hear the Iodrathae soldiers call out. They're maybe 100 feet off, and you can see their torchlight. You can see from this distance that the lantern is shaking You can hear the rattle of the metal ring as they look upon your form. And Prince looks up to you. You just hear this inhale as a grin spreads past where a normal dog's mouth would end and curls up towards their ears, and you hear the sound of tearing. You hear the breaking of bones. You hear screams get cut almost immediately. You hear carnage. Before slowly padding back, Prince sort of saunters, his form looking a little more robust after that hunt. Plops down, covered in blood and viscera.
Would that have woken up the parents?
I'm going to say yes. And you know, because within a moment of that carnage ending, you can hear the screams coming from the small shack that you had just departed. The baby lies asleep in your arms, none the wiser.
Bring them to me.
You watch as Prince starts to pad before the form slowly shifts. You watch and can hear the sound of bones cracking as the form lifts and starts walking on two legs and then fills out a little bit more. And then you see this hybrid humanoid wolf just start running back towards the town.
Don't worry, Sybil. We're going to say goodbye to Mother and Father. And then you'll come home with me.
You can hear the cruel mimicry of the sound of a crying baby from just at the edge of the tree line, and you know that that is your prince. You can hear... Wait, I think I hear her. This way. Come on, come on. And two individuals wearing night clothes with a torch start making for the tree line. And you, in your form, have been granted dark vision. And you can see this vaguely humanoid prince shift from shadow to continue mimicking that sound to draw them closer and closer and closer to you. Before eventually they approach you. They sort of slide to a stop.
What kind of parent just leaves the door unlocked for anybody to come in?
Please, we don't have much money.
I don't want your money. And you should be thanking me. Parents as neglectful as you shouldn't have children in the first place. This is all your fault, really. You should be grateful.
Please, just... Please, we love our daughter so much. Please. Please don't take her away. Please. Please. We'll do anything. Anything you want. Please, just don't take her away. Please.
You don't have a daughter. You never had children. This one's my daughter. In fact, you don't even know where you are right now. And I'm going to cast Lost and Wandering on the two of them.
Would you do me the honor of letting me know what that spell does?
Oh, yeah. It's fucked up. As the Lost spell, and in addition to forgetting all navigation skills and landmarks, the target is compelled to wander off at a walk, attacking only in self-defense. After 16 hours, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On a failure, the creature falls into an exhausted, long rest. Of course, I will be doing this at a 7th level. Oh, no, I'll be doing this at a 9th level. The target experiences the spell for 7 days, making the wisdom saving throw every 24 hours.
You see these two like their eyes cloud over with a realization of something. It's just this strange alien thought of, I don't know where I am. I don't
Poor dears.
I don't know.
Best be on your way.
Yes, and even though their eyes are still crying and wet with tears, they turn almost zombie-like and just split and wander into the trees. One of them has a torch. The other certainly doesn't.
I think I turn. I don't even wait. It's been many times that I've done this that it's sort of boring to me now. And I think as she turns and looks at this baby, that she had called Sybil, it's not quite right. You don't look very smart. Look disappointing. And I can't have a disappointment.
Before
And she's going.
before you can let go,
Yeah.
and a voice echoes through the trees. How many is that now, my love? You hear the sound of a voice that you have not heard in some time. Valder. Stepping out from behind one of the trees, it doesn't take much to realize that he's not actually here. This is just a specter of some kind. But his expression is grave. How many?
Too many for you to be able to process in that small, insignificant brain of yours.
What happened to you?
I went away.
This is not the woman that I married. This is not the mother of my children.
I was never a mother. You don't exist. These are my children now, and this one... I changed my mind, I think.
I have to admit, I was hopeful when they who guard the veil offered me an opportunity to try to talk some sense into the woman that I love. But now, looking upon you, I see nothing left of her. Whatever you've done, whatever curse you've taken into your heart, its roots. They've gone too deep, haven't they?
You're boring me, Spirit. You don't exist. You're a side effect of... wandering, boredom, purposeless. I've tried to get rid of you. I've sent Prince out on you, and he just jumps right through. That's how I know you don't exist.
I'm going to pose something to you. That Prince is not the only one to accompany you as you've begun this journey.
Feed me, Father.
You feel these thin fingers rest on your shoulder, and slowly a form that has certainly changed and absorbed the emotions that you have displayed over these last several years slowly comes into view as Captain.
I knew it.
The dark, corrupted spirit that it once was stands. Its form it's vaguely humanoid and almost, and I know I've made another reference to a symbiote, but it just fits.
Mm-hmm.
Almost venom-like eyes, those white clouds, crooked and strange, stare at the visage of Valder. And its nose and mouth are gone, but slowly the skin pulls apart, and you hear, "You haven't sent me yet."
What do we think?
Valder's form is terrified.
Shadow Bite. And I'm going to cast Shadow Bite through Captain.
Okay. You watch as this form leaps over you, and Valder, the jaws of Captain open impossibly wide and smash down around his upper half, and you can hear the sound of a spirit consuming another spirit. It's only at this time that the baby has awoken and is looking up at you. Has Maris's form changed?
So I am basing this off of a fantasy version of my mom who was so consumed with vanity that she looked uncanny valley perfect, but her hands sucked. Like she just wasn't warm to like be with. So Maris lost a lot of the privilege of aging, that those laugh lines and the smile creases and the things that all the memories that are etched in someone's face, and they sort of were wiped away, but more like stretched clean. So he's looking at somebody who is so perfect. It's alarming. Yeah.
Okay. These two eyes look up at you. The baby doesn't cry. Weirdly, it's comforted by your humming.
You'll never amount to much. So what's the point? I guess I'll try again. And she is going to drop the baby.
Oh my god.
And I won't go into detail, but when she does that, every time she does that, that is the only meal that she allows Prince to have every time. And she walks away.
I think I know who is the most evil out of all of us. I think
Yeah, I think we
yeah.
found it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I want to hug my kid.
Thank you, Kobold Press, for shit. Woo!
Oh, Check, are we okay?
Oh yeah.
You're all like, I don't know how I'm gonna follow that up.
Yeah.
And then you put out a horror flick.
Hey, Kujo, I don't know where you're at in your timeline right now, but your boy needs a break. Like,
I want to hug my baby.
We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break. I'm not sweating, you are.
I'm sweating.
So
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
it's
No, that was.
I should have gone harder. Damn.
Kujo, send us the break.
We are going to take a 10-minute break. For those who have tuned in, thank you so much. Go, please, hydrate, get a snack, take your medicine if you haven't. Grab a stuffed animal if you need it. I'm going to grab my weighted appa here in a moment, but we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Be right back, everybody. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. There's one last thing that is shown in this vision. The camera pans to a throne room. Updated in the years that have passed, cleaned up, but troubled as Avrin sits upon his throne with his head in his hands, as yet another messenger has come back, missing their jaw. He is alone in his throne room. He has dismissed his guards, his advisors. Everyone is tending to their duties, and he sits and tries not to weep. And he calls out, "Sybil, I need you."
Vicky appears at the entrance, just in his robes and his cane. You called, my lord?
Which keep was it this time?
I'm afraid you're going to need to elaborate. I can't.
Which keep was it?
War plans are best left to the generals, but I can assure you that we are delivering to you a swift victory.
He stands and his voice bellows out, "Which keep was it?"
To be quite honest with you, Your Highness, I've lost track.
Everything you said. Everything you said.
As your advisor, I find it only prudent to give you counsel in this moment that
No. I believe that no counsel will put my mind or my heart at ease, knowing what I could have stopped, knowing that I let you walk out of this throne room, knowing that I let you take these steps to be what you've become.
Your Majesty, I am simply your advisor. And as such, I would caution that perhaps you are overwhelmed in this moment and might consider a moment of rest.
Do not speak to me as though I am a child. I was once a friend. And he's going to step down the steps to move towards you. We were both connected by our struggle. We were compatriots.
When did we stop being friends?
When you chose power.
Careful. I only ever chose what was best for you and your people. I've used every resource that I have conjured. I've put away my armor. I simply work with what my old friends said I was useful for my mind.
Please. I am begging you.
It is not proper for a king to beg.
I am no king in this moment. I am coming to you as a friend. Please, let this go. The message has been sent. They are no longer in our lands. They don't wish to claim this land as their own. We can manage. We can move forward towards peace, towards a resolution from the bloodshed. Please, Sybil, I am begging you as someone who cares for you to leave this power be and come back as a mortal. I know what you are now.
Stop.
No,
Tread dangerously close to a line that neither of us could walk back from. I can not be an advisor to a king that begs, and to that point, as a king, it is your responsibility to look at the larger picture today. They have no interest in your lands. But tomorrow, a year from now, a century from now, if
a,
you
s-
let a viper live, they will prove their nature in time.
a century from now, they will tell tales of the brutality that we visited upon them if we continue this. We will not be a peaceful kingdom. We will not know any relations to any other nation.
And
All
this
because of the fear you are instilling as this moniker.
And this, my king, is why you fail to look at the larger picture. Because if there is anyone left to tell these tales, then I have failed. I offer you silence, and in that silence, you may write the narrative of how the Lothorian Empire was conquered. You can make it a story of valiance and of gallantry. I don't care. But what I do care about is letting history repeat itself. You don't have to know. That is the gift that I give you. And so long as you do not ask too many questions, so long as you dance towards the line of the truth, and so long as you never speak my name, we can continue this and you can be the king that I know you are, free of enemies, free of troubles. I heard tell that a messenger reported with no jaw today. I'd imagine that would be an old accomplice of mine. Once I have finished with my homeland, I will free your waters of this scourge, and you can continue unimpeded.
Every word that you speak is a knife. And I'm not. I will not be the excuse for the atrocities that you commit, nor will my people. So if the only means of ending that is to look you in your dead, hollow eyes and see you for what you really are, then allow me to introduce myself to my new foe. I am King Avrin Lothorn. I am the end of the royal family line. You stand in my kingdom, and I acknowledge.
I just want to enjoy this last moment where things were neat. Continue.
I acknowledge that scheme.
To know my name is to know my edict, and I can suffer none that know my name or my works to live.
Then it seems you only have one option, don't you? But know that if I die, the spirit calling itself the end is unleashed.
Erin, you are a good man. You're a good king. And an even better friend. I took these things into consideration the moment I ascended. The only surprise of this moment is that it took this long. How would you like to die, my king?
I believe that decision is yours. I won't fight you. I won't pretend to be any sort of intimidating presence. I know my end has come, and I face it gladly, because I know and I pray that what I see next won't be the corrupted horror of the person that I loved once upon a time. Do what you have to do.
There's been a question that I've wondered for some time about this tether between you and the end. Is it the stopping of your beating heart that releases this plague upon us, or is it the freeing of your soul? I would like to stab him with Sylvestra and put his soul in the gem.
My back is wet. I love this so much. Please continue.
I am going to take that audio clip and I am going to use it so much.
Calm down. This is a family-friendly
Not like
show.
that.
I dropped a baby. It is not a family-friendly show.
Yeah. There's okay, please continue.
Yeah.
You stab him. And when you activate the gem, you know that you are releasing the soul of Sylvestra.
Mhm.
Okay. You hear this otherworldly screech come from the blade as you can see this aura of green and blue sort of siphon out from Avrin's body as he stares horrified and grips the blade and grips your wrist and pulls it deeper. And he stares at you with his final breaths before you see that red gem start to change color. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Magnificent Valley, you died like a king.
The gem changes to a sort of a bright turquoise-ish color. And the land of Lothorn trembles. The seas explode. The mountains crumble. As appearing from every shadow is a black, inky, terrifyingly gargantuan shape that dwarfs the horizon.
Ah, so it was the heart.
The sound of a book closing is heard as we return to the snowy fields and the trail leading up north towards the Ramari Spire. Your eyes flutter and your vision returns to your bodies as standing before you, Caliban says, "This is what awaits you on this path. This is the future that you face if you continue as you are. The ruin, the bloodshed, the pain, the end." I will say that by revealing this to you, I am prepared to deal with one side effect that is mine to consider. However, the four of you now face a crossroads. I personally enjoy this world. It is quite entertaining. My intervention is to see it survive. So, the decision is yours. Ask what questions you will, and I will provide what answers I can for what time I have left before they find me.
What the fuck was that?
That was your life 10 years from now.
Oh,
Why didn't I stop?
no.
Ask your question, Gavel.
Why didn't I stop at 52?
It seems that you, along with the rest of your number here, danced too closely with a desire that has broken many. Greed. A desire for dominance, power, position,
Purpose.
purpose.
Maris, you feel something from Gavel. Very small. But there is a fear.
What? Oh, dancing too close to any of those things. Why would we turn that way? It like looks at Sybil. I eat people. Why? What power would I want from that to where that's a thing? What? Who are you? What? Why am I the only one freaking out here? Do you realize what this is? Like, if this is true? This is what I
am
was
freaking
talking
out.
about.
This is me freaking out.
People
I
handle
don't-
things in different ways.
Listen, you seem like a nice person and all, and you have your book and your shinies, but no, there's no way. No, none of us could ever. Why? What? Why? I.
In the
I
arms of
have
the
a
storm.
question.
That's what it says on your bracelet, isn't it? When you were young, your adoptive father taught you to sail, but you could never quite figure out what direction to put the sail in to catch the wind. It was an obstacle that you faced time and time again. Rain had a smell about her. That's what struck you first in that bar so many years ago. Her sitting across from you, that smile on her face, the smell. What was that smell? Wasn't the sea? Was it a perfume? No, something else. It drove you mad. Gavel, you had a problem restraining yourself. You had lessons to teach. They needed to be learned. You needed to teach them. They needed to be enforced upon those who you sparred against. Even if it is a spar, there needs to be a lesson learned, a gravity to stepping in your domain. Punishment. Punishment? Perhaps. Your father disappointed in you, wasn't he? Mother, never quite communicative in those moments, but there to support when his words were too heavy. Maris, your love, your undying love for your family, they who have passed on, who look to you with love in their hearts and tears in their eyes as you accepted a burden, a curse upon your heart, something that will last with you until this world burns. Something that will torment you and take away that love and turn it into something so foul and so dark that you will not recognize your children's faces when you pass. And Sybil. Your mother's smile. That was what always put you at ease when your father was cold to you. I don't need to say much more than that, but what I can tell you, because you seem so convinced, is that the actions of your father, the actions of your people, are motivated and controlled by a single person with a corruptive power. And instead of chasing down that one individual to take away that one power, that one key to everything, knowing that you could free your father, knowing that there could be the possibility of a connection to him beneath the bitterness, beneath the coldness, beneath the rage and anger and pain that you have felt since every one of your siblings died, instead of possibly restoring some semblance of humanity into that man, you instead turn to me to grant you something that is beyond mortal reach to rewrite your story in the hopes that you can be more, in the hopes that it will fill the void, in the hopes that it will make you feel superior for once in your life, despite all of the professions of your friends who tell you over and over and over from the heart that you mean something to them as you are, that you are competent as you are, that you are strong and capable and smart and devious and a wonderful planner as you are. You instead turn to me. If there is one thing I do not understand about this story, and despite its pages and pages of wonderful banter, why? And trust me, Sybil Kingsman, if there is one that you cannot lie to, it is me.
I have no interest in lying. I think that is why I became what I became. Schemes, conspiracies aren't so much deceptions as much as they are truths that one must work to discover. The why is simple. He said it. Yes, the queen may have a corrupting influence. I'm not a very strong individual, but I was able to see my way through it. You say this is a power that no mortal can reach, yet your visions show otherwise. Uh, I can't help but notice something, and then he's gonna look at the party. Each one of you became monsters. Real monsters. I killed warriors, soldiers, a lot of them. But all of you, innocents. And I was the problem, right? I just think maybe if you continue to support me, if we stick together, this turns out differently. My aim has always been true, and even in the visions, it did not stray. I did everything I said I was going to, that I wanted to. And because all of you want to walk away, look at where that left you. I will tether King's influence from your magic, Maris. I will free reign Rosha. These have always been my goals, and in this future, they no longer were because we separated. I had the means to do everything that I said I could, that I would, just not the inclination because you all abandoned me.
If that is a future that you want, then I want no part in it. He takes out a blade from his back and he throws it into the ground.
So, well, you know what scared me the most about all of that?
What?
I enjoyed it. I could feel it. I could smell it. All of that. And I enjoyed it. I'm not feeding into this.
Me too. The only thing that I was missing were my friends.
If we are the only thing that keeps you from that fate, then perhaps you're not as strong as I thought you were.
We've... Nothing good comes from us separating. We saw that.
Maris is going to step forward, and if you let her, Sybil, she's going to wrap her arms around you.
I was then as I am now, Maris.
She's going to take your head in her hands and on her tiptoes kiss your forehead. I think you are the most brilliant person I have ever known. And I love you unconditionally. And I love you so much. Sybil, look at me. I love you so much. I'm going to walk away.
Please
I
don't.
believe in you. I know you can do good. I know you don't need to be a god. You exactly as you are, right here, exactly as you are.
Stop saying that. Would you people stop saying that?
No,
Don't-
I don't care if you hate me after this, or if you resent me after this, or if you don't believe it after this. My job, my purpose is to love you no matter what, and that means walking away.
Maris, please don't ask me to give up this power. I don't think that I can. I need it. I need it.
You already have it, sweetheart.
I
You
don't.
already have it. You do. And she's going to clasp your hands in hers. You do. Sybil, you are strong and mighty and capable, and I would look up to you no matter what. You don't need this external force. You don't. You, as you are, on your own merits, existing, just existing. You are perfect and beautiful. I love you. And I know that you can help me take this power from me. You can help Gavel and help Marosha. You can help everybody. You can change the world. You could save it exactly as you are, my love.
I don't want to be as I am. I don't want to be this, Maris. I saw what I could be, and it was beautiful.
It was dangerous. It took the life of our friend.
But now I have the answer to the question I've been wondering for so long. That's why he asked. That's why he showed me. It's the heart. I know now. I've been wondering. I've planned as a contingency to put Alfred's soul into Sylvester for some time now, but now I know that plan is folly. I can necromancy or perhaps
No, Sybil, you don't need a heart. You already have one, and it is big and good. That is the best thing about you. You have a great, powerful heart.
Sybil, you look around you, and you see everything in the world as something that needs to be fixed. You find ways to fix it. And every time you look in the mirror, that's exactly what you do. And perhaps you can grow and be strong. And perhaps from this knowledge, the power that you will gain from this can be used differently. I need to know that you will not become soulless in this.
You don't have to be they who schemes, sweetheart. You could be they who achieves. You could be they who loves. You could be anything.
He who mends.
I already am they who schemes. Every plan that God had in his head, I've had well before Ascension. I know exactly how he intended to deal with Marosha. I know exactly how he was keeping guys on Gavel. Nothing about him was different. It was me. It was right. It was perfect. The only flaw, the only change I would make is that I would have you stay by my side. I've theorized for some time now that the death of the Queen would release my countrymen from the thrall of the corruption, and I don't want that. I want to kill them all. Every single one of them. It's not just what they've done, it's how they think, it's what they believe. They're too far gone. All of them, all of us. We need a good king with infinite power behind him. I got indulgent and greedy. I was noticeable. There were lines I wasn't willing to cross. I can tell that I made the decision not to manipulate the king's mind, and that was the folly of that plan. I know better now. I can do this right.
Sybil, I don't see too many pathways that does not lead to this. And if that's your intention, there's only one answer that I can think of that would stop this. And I don't want that to be.
I can tell you all this, and this is my word. If y'all insist on walking away, then and I will walk away as well. But in the dark, in those quiet moments, my every thought will be of ascension. And when it happens, you will give rise to he who lies. Or you understand and give rise to to they that schemes.
Sybil, don't do this.
I will be Sybil so long as it entertains you until I find another way. I told you that I would give you the truth, and this is what it is. I will walk away, but I will never stop thinking, planning. And in the dark, when you ask me what is on my mind, I will lie. Because you need me to be Sybil, and I am not.
Sybil, I don't need you at all. And if you're going to be masking who you truly are, I don't want you with me at all.
I will impart one final fact about what it is that you face, Sybil. And it is this. In every version where you select ascension, you bring ruin. Everyone. It matters not if they join you. It matters not if they leave you. In every instance of someone clamoring for divinity, the story ends the same. They doom themselves and their ambitions. They doom those around them. You want to know the cost. It is that, accepting that you will bring doom.
I see. Very well then.
However, you feel his hand gently touch your chin. Lift your eyes. You bring peace as you are. No matter how much you might loathe that fact, It is the truth of the Chronicle. The choice is not mine to make. If you wish to continue, if you wish to ascend, you do so with the knowledge that at some point in your journey, at some point along your path, ruin, no matter how much you might scheme and plan, it is that very undying need that will bring it about.
I understand. I suppose there's nothing left then but to return home and face the demon of the battlefield as I am.
You are not alone, Sybil Kingsman.
I have a
You
question.
know this. Yes.
In all of your versions of the future, Prince, please. Is there a version where Sybil reaches his destination through a means that is genuine and authentic to himself?
Yes.
Sybil, I need you to acknowledge that you heard that.
Yes, Maris, I heard it.
That is a Sybil that I will travel with.
Unconditionally, I will go.
Marosha. I don't need to open the Chronicle to know that this is where you...
Take that, storybook fella. I'm not saying shit.
I must go. I've meddled enough that I'm sure they will notice.
Thank you.
I would say don't speak of me in the future, but I know how these situations tend to go, so I will merely state that I believe in your story, no matter where it might lead. And almost as if watching a page unwrite itself of the ink, you watch as this form slowly disappears into the snow behind you, or behind him, and fades from sight.
Sybil, you have your facts. You have your equation to work with now. The only thing left to say is, I did tell you so.
Yeah,
But I did. Shh. I think we all need some time to think. Process what just happened.
Sybil drops the book, and it's that quiet, angry sobbing that there's no noise. He's just holding his cane, and his hand is shaking.
I think Marosha approaches him when he sees that. And he gets real close to you and he wraps you up in probably the strongest hug that he can muster. And he kind of speaks right to the top of your head. He kind of presses his face to it and he goes, "You can do this. You can. Because no one else can. And we will watch you do it. And we will be right there, cheering you on. You just need to stay focused. Can you do that for me, little brother?"
Sure.
Okay.
The camera zooms out of this small, snowy landscape. Zooms out of the Zazoran Majocracy. Zooms out of Aloria. More and more. To a desk. Oh. Well then. I suppose I'll have to keep an eye on this version now too. And that is where we're going to end
What?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I feel confused.
See, the thing is, when there's like this otherworldly thing that keeps track of all stories and then inserts himself in a thing, there's some unforeseen consequences. I just hit myself in the face with this book.
Listen, I just bought 2 things from your shop and I'm about to return them. So.
Wow. Wow.
Well then, okay, don't get the merch, I guess.
I'm so excited.
Oh. Tonight was one of those sessions where I'm going to be thinking about this for months. So thank you to my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cast. Holy shit, that was awesome.
You're awesome.
Before we peace out for the evening, we have a wonderful cast that we want to give the spotlight to. Before we do, just a quick note. Tell your friends if they follow the channel in the next month. We will be doing a giveaway for a starter set of Tales of the Valiant. It is the Player's Guide and Monster Vault, so you can run your games at home. Seriously, I will forever until the day I die say that Tales of the Valiant is a freaking kick-ass game, and you all should play it. So spread the word. But we are going to hand it to our wonderful cast while I find a channel that we're going to raid. This time, we're going to start with Erin.
Oh, hello, everybody. I'm Erin my laundry. You can find me here and at the Ladies of Lore every other Friday. Other than that, I'm busy. Boo. That's it. Wait, is that it? Do I have any other games? No. Nope. Okay, that's it for me. LB.
Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hack. I'm a P find me at LB Hack. I'm up on Instagram and on Blue Sky. I'm Hack Recklessly on Twitch and on YouTube. Tomorrow we're going to be playing Split Fiction. Ren and I will be back playing duo games. I'm super excited to do it. Hopefully, we won't need to kill an elephant this time. On Sunday, you can find me and Ian doing our Fallout game. I am super excited about that. We'll be on episode 4. We'll have another little episode start for the halfway through. A little treat for everybody. We're maybe gonna kill the head guard of the Coney Island. I'm sorry, the Grand Coney Island, and see a super mutant camp. It'll be super fun. That's me. Take it away, Noir.
Hello, I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. April 15th is the launch of Phase 1 of Noirville with the release of Bat Meets Evil Episode 1. If you support our coffee, we are dropping 2 page list episodes as well, so you can find out more about Harbinger and Tyr, 2 characters from Bat Meets Evil, and also a character named Crash, played by Zach Sneaker Music. Check it out. Other than that, I'm not doing much. Mind your business.
Such a dick thing to say.
Cut.
No. Cut. All right, who's left? I think Ian.
That's me. Oh God. What's going on, everybody? I'm Ian, or your boy Big. I be doing shit on the internet with my friends. Of course, you're gonna see me here Thursdays rocking out with this beautiful crew. Tomorrow, go over to Folk and Myth as we start our season 2 of the Black Pentecost VTM game. It's about to get wet. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna be playing a little bit of more VTM over there with the homies Story Dad, Daryl, the Mandy, and Captain Sharmy as we get into that VTM Chronicle. Also, equal amounts of wet. Sunday, you'll see me over hanging out with LB doing some Fallout. We gonna get that dog, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can I pet that dog?
And then, of course, on Wednesdays, I'm back at Folk and Myth, rocking out with some D&D in the world of Ystera. It's gonna be a fun time. Bring your mama. It's gonna be great.
Mom.
Yeah.
What? And I so dumb. I am Kujo.
I've been drinking espresso this entire time.
Oh
Sorry.
God. I'm Kujo. I've been your chronicler. Wow, I messed that up. It's my turn to mess it up.
Well, I was the only one with the flawless intro and outro.
I am Kujo. I have been your chronicler for this evening. Thank you for.
Cut. Try it again.
Say goodnight, Kujo.
I have been your chronicler for this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. This channel every Thursday does Tales of the Valiant. Every Friday we have Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, which is our spiritual sequel to the award-winning video game Baldur's Gate 3. Our party has discovered where the dragon-blooded sorcerers and dragonborn are being taken to, and they're pretty sure they're going to be sacrificed to try to bring Tiamat to the material plane. So, no big deal. Yeah, it's going to be great. But in the meantime, you can follow me on Kujo Plays Games for personal stuff or Critic Chronicles for show highlights, announcements, that sort of thing. If you don't want to see me on this channel, then you can see me on Wednesdays on Nerd Immersion. I will say next week we are going to be off for Tales of the Valiant because I am going to be watching some nerdy-ass voice actors in person at the Chicago live show for Critical Role. So I love you guys so much. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get a raid set up for Captain Robert, who is playing some Vecna Eve of Ruin. So go give Ro my love. Yeah, this was a wonderful and very heavy episode. So if you are watching at home, please exercise some self-care. I am going to put content warnings in the very beginning just to make sure that everybody watching is prepared. So please take care of yourselves. If you need anything, Please take care of yourselves. Self-care is important. And as much as we love TTRPGs and the content that we do, not all content is for everybody. So we love you. We appreciate you. Please take care of yourselves. And we'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Else.
Master!